What up, what up? Welcome back, everybody. Season 1, episode number 4 of the New South News. Once again, I'm your guy, Rod Bridgers. To my left, we got my man, Mr. Branded. Oh, he's branded today.
Come on, man.
Oh. But Ray Mason there, everybody here. So.
All right, so first topic of the day, we actually had somebody who went out on social media, said they're the best player in the state of North Carolina. Can't be guarded one-on-one. That player is Imajae Dodd, Green Central. Shout out to you for doing that, first and foremost. But, Rob, what you think of that? Like,
first of all, I loved it, to be honest with you, because it's that 252 mentality. Like, when you come from where we from, the 252, we had this mentality that anybody can get it. It doesn't matter who you are, what your ranking is, how many stars you got beside your name. So I get where he was coming from. Now, do I think that's true?
No.
I don't know. I mean, listen, I think we should have an event that puts these guys together so we can back up all that talk. So that'll be coming soon, by the way. Yeah. So I think him moving forward, just going to UNCW, I think he's a great get. He's gonna have a great career there. All right, guys. So speaking of who's the best, let's go back to our Phenom ranking tracker this week. We've done this senior class. We've done the junior class. Let's do the class of 2021, the sophomore class. Right now, the sophomore class is trending, according to Phenom Hoop Report and other people around the state, as one of the better classes to come through North Carolina in some time. Me personally, I'm biased. 2016 is, for me, is probably one of the better classes I've seen. I mean, you had 3 top 20 picks in a draft. I've yet to see a class had that type of, but that's not that. We're not here to talk about 2016. We're here to talk about 2021. So, Ray, who do you think your number one in 2021 is?
It's kind of hard to go against who is the number one, which is Carson McCorkle. He's a player that's tried and true. I mean, transferring to Greensboro Day, good coaching, still plays hard. I watched him get better over the years defensively.
Carson's your number one. So let me ask you a question. Do you think Carson stays in the class of 2021? There have been rumors that Carson may reclassify back to the class of 2020 and go to UVA a year early.
I think that makes the most sense. I mean, why not get a head start and, trying to achieve your ultimate goal and play professionally, right? So, I mean, get in their weight room, understand the system, understand the game from that perspective. I think it makes sense.
UVA will be looking for somebody to fill Kyle Guy's role coming in 2020. So, I think it makes a lot of sense for Carson. So, we'll see what happens. But, guys, let us know what you think. Do you think Carson McCorkle should leave high school a year early and head to UVA? Let us know in the comments below. So, typically when you see like rankings like a freshman or a sophomore class, it's just basically putting guys on the radar. It's not really a really true ranking at this point. So, is there any guy on this list that you see moving up?
I'm going to go with number 67, Po Boy King, 6'3" guard. Last was known at Mount Zion. And the only reason I say that is because, these kids transfer so much. So, that's the last place that I know he played at. I watched him play over the summer, and he has a real offensive knack. Like, the kid can get to the basket. Just a tough overall player. As of right now, I don't think there are 66 kids better than him. But I just watched him play, and he had a very distinct game. I think he'll rise to the top a little bit.
Just looking at his list, I see at least 8 to 10 guys who are high major potential. But if I had to pick one guy, I'm going to go number 24, KJ Garrett from High Point Christian. KJ's a kid I've known for a few years as well. He's your true point guard where he can do a little bit of everything. I think he's just a kid right now that is just scratching the surface of how good he really can be. 2 years from now, I think with more size and just continue to develop, I think he'll be in the conversation with the Bobby Pettifers, the Carter Witts, the Elijah Jamesons, Cam Hayes, those guys. I think he's right now. He's right on the outside of that, but I think in 2 years, I think he'll be right in that same conversation. All right, so today's Selection Sunday in the North Carolina Independent Schools Association brackets. Just looking at them. So we're going to start with 2A.
We're going to start with the bye round. All right, so let me know who you think is going to match up against Fayetteville Academy.
I'll go Wayne Christian School. They have a really good freshman in the name of Jaden Young. He's going to be a top 50 kid by the time he's all said and done in the 2022 class. I don't think it'll be enough against Fayetteville Academy. They're just too strong with John Michael Wright and company. He's probably one of the best players in the state nobody's talked about this year. So I'll go Fayetteville Academy in this game. All right, so next up we have American Hebrew Academy or St. Thomas More. That winner plays the Burlington Christian Academy. Who do you got in that game?
I'm choosing American Hebrew to play against Burlington Christian, and then Burlington Christian pulling it out. Reason being, Brock Williams, right? He's kind of been lighting it up, and I don't think American Hebrew has anything to stop him at this point. I mean, the kid's been on fire. All right, so that'll set up a quarterfinal matchup between Fayetteville Academy and Burlington Christian Academy.
Great. Once again, another great individual matchup. John Michael, right, versus Brock Williams.
It's going to be a hell of a game.
That'll be a great game to see. But I will go Fayetteville Academy.
So who do you see meeting Gaston Day School in the quarterfinals? Do you think Northside Christian is a shoo-in?
Pretty much. I'm going to go Northside Christian. Got Jaden Timor, Team Wall kid. He's athletic.
They also have the kid Jalen Hood Shafino, another sensational freshman, was at the USA camp and all that stuff. He's a really great player. So I think they lead him there. I'm with you on that one. In fact, that's who I see meeting Fayetteville Academy in the semifinals.
It'll be an interesting matchup.
So the second side of the bracket is a little bit more interesting.
So looking at it, I see Trinity Academy as a 7 seed with Isaiah Todd. It's actually really interesting. They have Freedom Christian Academy as a 3 seed, and they're 10-16. So that immediately tells me that I feel like this side of the bracket is kind of wide open. A game I would circle, Wayne Country Day versus Trinity Academy. That would be a second round game on Valentine's Day. If there's a game that could be a potential upset alert, I could see that being Wayne Country Day has the Metcalf kid. They have Jaden Cooper. They play pretty hard. They gave Greenfield a run for their money in the conference championship. I feel like if Trinity can get past that game, I think Trinity has a good chance of getting to maybe the semifinals. They will have played Davidson Day, I think, if they get to the quarterfinals. So we'll see what happens there. I'm going to predict an all Trinity semifinal with Trinity School of Durham and Chapel Hill versus the Trinity School out of Raleigh with Isaiah Todd. I feel like Isaiah just turns it up in the state tournament and gets his team to the semifinals. Who
takes it all? Fayetteville Academy. As you alluded to earlier, I think they just got too many weapons. I think John Michael Wright has been on a mission this season. I think he wills his team to the chip. All
right, guys. So the 1A bracket has just been released. So we're actually going to bypass a lot and go to our final four here. So Greenfield is actually the number 1 seed this year. We'll have them in the semifinals versus United Faith, which is the 4 seed. And the next game will be next semifinal. I think it's gonna be a toss-up between either Northwood Temple and the Burlington School. That game could go either way. You guys let us know what you think there. Also, in the bottom half of the bracket, we have Trinity. I would think Trinity Christian would be the other team in the semifinal. So, Ray, who do you think your state champion will be?
I'm gonna have to go with the Burlington School. I mean, they just for years and years they've just been consistently tough. So I think they kind of pull out.
I'm going to disagree with you. I think this is the year that Greenfield gets that elusive championship. Greenfield has won a few state championships. They've all been they haven't won a state championship in probably 12 years, I think. This year with Greg Gant being hurt, I think that really opens the door for them. I think Rob Salter gets his 4th state championship this year. All right, guys, so we're going to go get into the 4A bracket here. The number 1 seed in 4A is Charlotte Christian. They have a record of 27-1 this year. We're going to have them facing off in the semifinals. I'm going to go to Cannon School. They have Jaden Bradley, one of the best freshmen in the country. I think he gets his team to the semifinals. The bottom half of the bracket, we have Durham Academy, which is the 3 seed. They have MJ Rice, another one of the better freshmen in the country. So here's a fun fact. They also have Coach K's grandson on that team as well, too.
And he's a shooter.
He's a shooter, yeah. So we'll set it in the bottom half versus Greensboro Day, which is the 2 seed at 27-5. So who do you think is going to advance onto the state championship?
That's a tough one. I mean, you cannot deny Charlotte Christian with a record like 27-1. With Charlotte Christian's only loss being to Cox Mill, who I think is going to take 3A, I just don't see them losing in this bracket. And then the other side, with Greensboro Day's coach, I mean, you never bet against him. I mean, he's seen so many championships, so many wins. They got an extremely talented team. So, I mean, I like Durham Academy a lot. I think Greensboro Day might be a little bit too much, and they go to the chip.
So for the state championship, first of all, it's going to be a great game if Charlotte Christian and Greensboro Day both advance. Greensboro Day has one of the better backcourts in the state with Cam Hayes and Carson McCorkle, both high major recruits. Carson's committed to UVA. Cam has multiple offers from high major schools. He's a top 25 in the country.
Yep.
So with that being said, I guess you know my pick. I think I'm gonna go Greensboro Day once again for the state championship. Well, this will be their first 4A championship because they did just reclassify from 3A to 4A this year. So Coach Freddie Johnson gets another one. So, guys, these brackets have just been released as we've been sitting here. So, 3A has yet to be released. So, who's a team out there that you think could cause a shakeup in the bracket here? Let us know in the comments below. We'll actually respond to each and every one of them. Let us know what you think. And if you're right, we'll shout you out in the next episode.
All right, so let's jump into the underrated culture player of the week.
So the underrated culture player of the week is a clothing line created by Mike Jenkins, formerly of Kinston High, played at Winthrop. He's an overseas player. What Mike's vision is, he focuses on some of the players who don't get as much notoriety as some players, and shots and wants to show love to those guys.
This week's underrated culture player of the week is Josh Nickelberry out of Northwood Temple.
All right, guys. So Josh is not your typical underrated kid per se. We all know Josh is going to Louisville. He's a top 60 consensus kid in the country. The reason we chose Josh this week is because in the state of North Carolina, typically guys who have his stature, the type of career he had, they typically get more fanfare, more publicity. Josh doesn't get as much as you think he does. Right now, as it stands, he's currently one of the top 5 scorers all time in the state of North Carolina. With a chance to move up a little higher before the season's end. Josh is just an electric scorer. He can score at all 3 levels. His range extends beyond the NBA line. Great mid-range game, can get out to the basket and finish. He's the type of kid that, if he goes to Louisville and does what they say, he's going on a great coach with Chris Mack. I don't think he's there too long.
Right.
All right, guys, that's the end of episode 4 for today. Next week, we'll have the final 4 for each bracket set. We'll let you know what happened the first 2 rounds and what to expect moving forward. But we need you guys in the comments to let us know what's going on. Let us know who's had a great first 2 games of the tournament, who we should be looking for in the semis. So the Private School Association will not name an all-tournament team over MVP, but you guys let us know who's been performing really well the first 2 rounds. Let us know in the comments below. Once again, my name is Rob Bridgers. To my left, we got Ray Masonette. This has been episode 4 of the New South News. We're out.
We out.